Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to this video. In this video, we wanted to share with you the news about OpenAI's acquisition of Jony Ive's startup, IO. It's a $6.4 billion bet on the post-smartphone world. This week, OpenAI announced its $6.4 billion acquisition of IO, the hardware startup founded by legendary Apple designer Sir Jony Ive. The deal, paid entirely in equity, is not just a strategic purchase, it's a philosophical stance on what the future of human-computer interaction could look like. Let's talk about the new interface for the AGI era. Now, Sam Altman was clear in his announcement. He said that we have the opportunity to completely reimagine what it means to use a computer. That means we are talking about something much more bigger and much more radical than simply a next-generation smartphone or a next-generation laptop. This acquisition is rooted in OpenAI's long-term vision for AGI, that is Artificial General Intelligence era, one wherein intelligent systems become deeply embedded in our lives, our work, and our environments, not just accessible via glass screens in our pockets. Ive and his team of 55 will bring their industrial design expertise to the table, joining OpenAI to create a family of products that challenge the dominance of current devices. He won't be a full-time employee, but he will be the lead creative consultant on this project, suggesting that this partnership has depth, not just symbolic value. When we're talking about this acquisition, let's also in parallel look at the lessons from Humane's failure. Now, this isn't the first attempt to build AI-native hardware. Humane's AI Pin, which was released in 2024, promised an alternative to the smartphone, a wearable assistant powered by voice and gesture. But despite massive anticipation, it flopped. It lacked the ecosystem, the design fluency, and perhaps the timing to create behavior change at scale. Now, that is why we have to talk about what makes the OpenAI and Ive bet different. It has 4 factors going for it, and let's talk about it in terms of timing, talent, capital and conviction, and the integration potential. When you're talking about timing, the capabilities of generative AI, especially voice, vision, and memory, are now approaching consumer-grade reliability. When we are talking about talent, Jony Ive is not just a designer, he's one of the few people alive who has successfully reshaped entire product categories. And this brings us to capital and conviction. Now, OpenAI is putting in real money and long-term equity into this effort, signaling deep alignment with the AGI roadmap. Finally, let's talk about the integration potential. OpenAI already has high-profile partnerships with Apple, integrating ChatGPT into Siri and writing tools. This new hardware push could either complement or eventually challenge that alliance. Let's turn our attention as to why this acquisition matters. Now, we are living in a world wherein screen time dominates, notifications control attention, and the smartphone is both a utility and an addiction. The idea of rethinking our interface with technology is both timely and overdue. Ive himself has spoken about the unintended consequences of the iPhone, how it has shaped not just communication but social behavior, mental health, and presence. His work at IO reportedly focused on these trade-offs. Combined with Altman's focus on AGI alignment and human-centric AI, this acquisition could represent a shift from devices that demand attention to experiences that support intention. So does this give us a glimpse into the future? Apple's own Eddie Q recently remarked that you may not need an iPhone 10 years from now, as crazy as it sounds. Now, this sounds less crazy today. If OpenAI and Ive succeed, the next big platform shift may not be about screens at all, but about ambient intelligence, contextual awareness, and deeply personal interfaces. It's not about replacing the smartphone, it's about rendering it obsolete by introducing something better. And the $6.4 billion acquisition says that they are serious. In conclusion, we would like to ask our viewers, are we ready to stop touching our screens and start talking to intelligence? Or are we still too attached to the rectangles in our pockets? Do let us know your thoughts about this acquisition and about this issue. Now, that's all that we wanted to share with you in this particular video. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Do stay tuned in for more. Thank you.